Hello and welcome to the Pirate King Plays Genshin Impact. It's been a while. Actually, no, it hasn't. We played Genshin right before we played Oceanhorn 2. We were playing Story Quest for the General Mahamatra. I'm forgetting his name. Sino, there's his name. Okay, that's what we did last time. But this time, we actually have a new Archon quest. Oh, right. So if you look over here, there's an event going on right now. It was unvoiced. I didn't really matter. It's a weird little war game thing, which I'll do this on my own later. I'm just clearing the notifications for right now, so it doesn't show up. It's meh, but it looks like since we reached the end of it, they have a finishing quest. However, there's a new Archon quest and a new story quest after that. So we actually got a new main quest for the first time in a while. Let's head to Sumeru to start it. So yeah, we'll be playing this for the next few days. I'm sure it'll take more than just tonight. And maybe we have a story quest as well, so it'd be at least tonight and tomorrow. And then I have a new game after that. New for me, at least. Hey, Catherine.
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job. The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
Never heard of that classification before, but sure, I'm happy to take this on. Which Archon do you need us to deal with today?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person. Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job? I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years. Well,
Huh.
that's us for sure.
Flattery will get you everywhere with Paimon, but I can't guarantee we'll be able to complete it either.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission. Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete? This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide
Huh.
information about his general appearance. They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something? Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs more to carry out.
True, that would be a little strange.
In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source. Alright then, let's go! I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
Chapter 4, Act 6 Bedtime Story. Okay. Back to Vimara Village.
We made it to Vimara Village!
Oops.
Why don't we talk to
Huh.
some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy?
these so they don't sparkle in the cutscene.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Oh, no. We're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Bamara Village.
Ah, so you're here about that then? You're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions.
So those 3 questions are a no-go then. Is there anything else you can tell us?
I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
Alright. Specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village? There's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
Bound to get the same answers, but maybe something will start lining up. That's our next destination? Oh, okay.
Is that guests I hear?
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
So that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course, I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But,
I just noticed that the stream wasn't fucking streaming again. So we've gone through this whole thing, and you might have heard it. God damn it! It did it again. I was actually looking this time, and I saw it happen. You might have been hearing a slight echo through the mic, because I know that sometimes that comes through. But let's see. Reset this. We have taken on a commission to find someone who went missing. We've taken on the commission to find someone who went missing from Vimara Village. We do not know his name and barely know his appearance because, for some reason, despite being a member of the village, nobody can remember any of that information about him. Just the impression he left.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
No, he's
it's
done
okay.
something
There's
to
no
all
need
your
to force
minds.
yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out.
Based on what this chapter is called, I'm assuming this is some guy who probably visited them in
Well,
their
Trevor,
dreams,
what do you think?
and they felt like he was real. There's probably more to this case than meets the eye. A lot of things are not adding up.
I think so too. Like the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
It's like I didn't have to summarize for you guys. I would say it's more like he's someone who only exists in people's memories.
Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with? Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
I mean, could it be like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada? Some sort of mass alteration of people's memories? This was part of the storyline from Sumeru, first time around.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vimara Village Commission?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vimara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
I'm sure we'll track him down. We'll certainly try our best.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Now, are we actually going to follow you? No. Oh, I got the Hydra wings
Is this the place?
recently.
Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamar village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
I think I get what you mean. That's what family's for.
Really? You know exactly how I feel?
I used to have someone like that. A family member that I could talk to no matter what. Now, I have a lot of friends who understand me and would be happy to hear me out.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well, I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me. No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure, and patient too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow, you two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
Don't say that. You helped us understand it better.
The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It's always the same time of day, and time never seemed to pass. Based on what we've learned, this is definitely not a regular missing persons case. But Atosa just told us about time could be the key to unraveling this whole mystery.
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange? The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this?
Oh shit.
Uh-oh, we've
Fight
been spotted!
time.
Quick, get ready to fight! I'll protect us. Oh.
That was the same strategy. Oh shit.
Ouchie.
Not that one.
for retribution!
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
The question we should be asking now is, what is the Abyss Order doing around here?
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vimara village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved.
He's an
Well, we
Archon.
should head back and check out the situation in Vimara village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something that could spell trouble for the villagers.
Nope, we're just back.
Wait a second. The person... It's Dainslev!
Hey! Been a while, dude. What's up?
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. See you later.
Yep, see you later, Atosa!
Stands there for about 3
Why do you
seconds
always
too
have
long.
to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's
Hey.
hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose?
We're also on their tail, but I'll admit we ran into them on accident.
No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the area?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the hilly trail activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy.
Well, let's see what more we can learn from the villagers. After that, you also owe us many answers.
And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk.
Return to our village, and I don't have enough time to read that. Rude?
Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
Well then, how about the intel you promised us?
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
Ooh. I want to have faith in her. There has to be some misunderstanding.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. there's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
What happened between the two of you? What really happened in Conria back then?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Conria. The wise Roptatir, the visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Somehow everything is connected. If that's true, then the stone slates we found in that ruin in Fontaine, the ones that outlined Fontaine's prophecy, that was likely a Vedrfolnir that's doing as well.
They were once people of great esteem in Conria, those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster, the ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
And then my sibling came into contact with your brother. I feel like they put sibling there so that it would be the same text no matter who you chose. And then my sister came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world.
It must be hard to talk about all this. Thank you for telling me.
Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osile and make a god or something?
Indeed.
Sort of remember that.
However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
One of the things that flows through the ley lines are memories.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village. The person who seems to exist only in people's memories. Could it be connected?
Memories, ley lines, a loom of fate. The missing person that doesn't seem to exist. What's the connection between all this?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow. So tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff.
I didn't sleep well either. My head's a mess.
Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today. Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
What's wrong, Dane?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before.
Oh.
Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before.
Well, what exactly did you remember?
I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
How is that even possible?
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at all. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way.
Is the eye still safe? The memory's real.
Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, I feel like that's what they want.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
But what if someone follows us? If we go straight there and someone's on our tail, aren't we just exposing them? Maybe that's the reason the Abyss Order implanted the memory in the first place. To force Dane to confirm the eye's location. I was about to say this myself. I'm glad that he went right to the same conclusion. Given what I know of him, though, I'm sure Dane has already thought of that possibility. It seems like he might already have a plan. Let's go. Lead the way, Dane.
Of course.
I gotta grow up quickly so I can go find Rana. I wanna go traveling too.
How's gonna say, I'm assuming it's not nearby, but it's actually closer than I thought. The random part of the map that definitely didn't have anything before. Oh, hello. Back. Sorry, for some reason they don't allow you to get basic iron in any of the auto places, so you actually have to go out and hunt for yourself. And then they made all the Fontaine stuff that you want to craft
So you hit it
only
way out
use
here?
iron.
Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure.
Wow.
Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Yeah, something's wrong. I think he's Was Dane going to tell me something?
Hey, wait up!
I think he might be some sort of being who lives in dreams, and he's tagging along inside Dane's head. Strange going on with Dane. I mean, just go. Recommends lightning, but I'm sure we're fine. In this domain in order to hide one thing.
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there. Come on, stand up. Get a health bar so I can hurt you. Damn it! There we go. Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Oh, I see what we gotta do. That. Oh. Yeah, nope, that's good. Nope, nope, I got it. There was a similar puzzle in Baldur's Gate 3, if I remember correctly.
Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
Hi.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Follow us. Witness to destiny's inception. Vanguard of newborn fate. Alright. Oh yeah. Of
Time for a light show!
Honestly, I'm glad they gave us an ice enemy. Being that I always have fire and water on here. Boom. Okay.
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place.
Leave you here on your own. You'd be alright.
The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
Alright. Still feels wrong here. He does have a point. But something still feels off. What am I missing? I could only he was feeling that? Big glowy guy.
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
Sister!
You risked your safety and that of the Eye. That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
Yeah, she's definitely got different information than we do. Do we get a fight scene? Do we just fade to black and go back to the Traveler?
The Abyss
Yep,
Order's on
yeah,
the
we
move.
do.
The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on. Hey, look at those hilly trails over there.
They seem strangely calm.
Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm all of a sudden?
I hear something.
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now?
You heard it too, Paimon? It was someone's voice.
It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilly trails in some way? Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else.
You don't need them.
Looks like the
Sure.
same thing is happening over here too. The hilly trails are calm.
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
It's that voice again.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more."
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the hilly trails have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least.
Unless everyone else is being put to
Let's
sleep.
put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
No, not you.
Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Thank you for your concern. But as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
And he doesn't remember that there was one.
Someone's gone
Yep,
missing, you
called
say?
it.
Who would that be?
Huh?
This was a long-laid trap. And now that it's been sprung, it was no longer needed. You don't remember. Things just got even more complicated.
Well, you know, the young guy from Vamara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea.
Pretty obvious to me, Paimon. Part of the same phenomena that conjured those memories in the first place, erased them.
Definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadea about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
Too early to say, I guess. We should check with the others first.
You're right. We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
Had the memories implanted, couldn't be erased.
It's all thanks to Lesser Lord Kusanali that I'm now.
Again? Give us the same intro and not
Someone's gone
remember that.
missing? Who?
Yep, there we go.
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
Have you seen him recently? Do you know where he went?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
I doubt returning to the past would be that simple. Given everything Dane mentioned about disturbances of the ley lines, I'd say it's far more likely this is related to memories in some way. You have to think carefully. What's really going on? You've forgotten about the missing person?
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories.
Return to a point before it took place.
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing.
You're presently traversing someone's memories.
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Right. Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all.
If we really are in someone's memory, then this is our chance to find him.
Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is.
Let's go through what we know so far.
Good idea. That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to
Implant memories into the minds of others.
Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Implanting memories into the minds of others must be an imperfect process. There's no way the new memories could perfectly blend in with the old ones. There has to be some kind of tell. The scenes from false memories will not change.
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village, but I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location.
Time does not pass within false memories.
If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
False memories are easily forgotten.
There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Perhaps it has something to do with time. Maybe not. We don't have any way to prove whether certain memories were simply forgotten or never existed in the first place.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If we consider this conjunction with what we already know, this in conjunction with what we already know, then the question of whose memory this is seems to have an obvious answer. It's a toss-up. We know that already. I'll go through in the opposite order so we get all the lines.
We thought Chief Amadia forgot about the missing villager, but it turns out we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission. Dainsleif had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once? The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory.
Let's go to the tree.
Yeah, that's where they'll be.
There's the guy.
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman.
He's
You meet
dressed
many
like
amazing
someone from
people and
Cambria.
live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
We finally found him. But why does he look kind of familiar?
Oh, right. This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
Yeah, she had a crush on him.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
You're... Factoring in the memories, the Abyss Order, the Loom of Fate, and everything else, I need to think of the one person that can connect all of this together. It's probably this name. Oh, man. No, oh, man. Okay. I don't really remember some of this part of the story. Let's go
The
through.
founder of the Abyss Order. The man who broke the curse of immortality. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate. Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power of the Abyss. You're Kari Bear Alberic.
Actually had him voice that line, alright.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
When? I can't read that text. It's the language of Tibet, but I never got a translation for it. I would have to look it up to see what this actually means. Yo. Alright. Floating islands will always be cool. Long-awaited moment. The proof of existence. Each of those are interesting water. Oh, it's the kind that we can walk on top. Actually, I might... Oh, no, never mind. I was gonna say, I might as well see what those are right now, but we're in a domain, so it doesn't matter. Or it isn't accessible. What is this place?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know.
You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now, the time has finally arrived.
This is a rare opportunity for me as well. I should try and learn as much information from Care Bear as I can. What exactly happened to you?
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. and a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate, but despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate.
Care Bear is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside of people's memories.
As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Weaving ley lines? That makes sense.
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories.
Huh.
But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories?
Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
So the memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind were implanted by Care Bear through the half-finished Loom of Fate. That makes sense, but I'm still lost as to why he went so far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Imara Village. But why did you implant memories of yourself into the people of Imara Village?
That. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life.
So that's why. I would have never guessed. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing in people's memories really count as living? Well, to be fair, once you pass from the world, you do only exist in people's memories. So
I know what you must be thinking.
it's more of an afterlife.
Why would I do something so meaningless?
You know what you've done is you created an afterlife for yourself.
But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My
8?
consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
Jeez. In the end, this all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Conway back then. You know, everyone is looking for you.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort. They all believe you once lived among them.
I know.
Well, now that I've found you, let's continue this conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help.
Captain Dainsleif? Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Settled?
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
What? What? Loom of Fate's already complete? It means the eye of the first field tiller must have fallen into the hands of the Abyss. Could something have happened to Dane?
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Called it.
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess.
Uh-oh. We just found out that Dainsleif got us to go away from where our sister was going to show up.
He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane never handed me the eye.
That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
Wait, does that mean he gave Dane a false memory? You made him think that? When?
Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
So when Dane froze up back then because of false memories being implanted in his mind.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
Here you were sounding like a good guy for a bit, just a victim. So Dane had the eye this whole time, till the Abyss Order took it away. Not sure there's anything we could have done. Now that the Loom of Fate is complete, what are you planning on doing with it?
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
Your goal?
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form. I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story.
Remember this now.
That this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest. To implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls.
Oh.
In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
caused the Hilichurls to calm down back then was Carabear's story. So that was his goal. That was the only thing he wanted. He had a device as powerful as the Loom of Fate at his disposal. And all he wanted to do with it was to offer the Hilichurls a moment of comfort and peace.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
Perhaps. I think it was very meaningful indeed.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
Looks like I was too late to see Caribear one last time. Caribear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation?
How about one? That was the last time this happened. Did this ever happen? Good lord, alright, and we're back to this type of cutscene, but still.
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I almost can't believe it's real.
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
What exactly are you planning? What are you going to do with the Loom of Fate?
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken.
The heavenly principles are still asleep?
Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
You really hate the heavenly principles, don't you?
You could say that. Just look at Caribear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a Hilichurl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this: who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me, well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
Huh? What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space.
Oh, god damn it.
With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why would you do that? Writers, why would you do that? Conversation may as well not have existed.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy.
I can understand doing things only for the player to know, but not like this. Not after all this time. This game has been live for 4 years. They've been going through this story. You finally give us a reunion between the siblings, and you don't let them remember it? Motherfucker!
Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here. Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
Never changes, does he? Trouble thinking straight right now.
Let's think for a second.
Somebody called me by
We
my
were in
real
that
name, I
memory,
think.
And we saw that guy you called Kari Bear.
Okay, so they maintain
he was
that
the missing
part.
villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Kari Bear and I talked for a while. Told me about the Loom of Fate.
Wait, really? What a score!
I guess our commission is complete. It's complete then. The missing villager, the person who only existed in people's memories, was Kari Bear all along. Now that he's gone, I'm not sure how to explain things to the villagers.
Well, what happened after that?
After that... Huh. to remember. Because you did! And thank the writers for that.
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. They looked like quite a happy family, apparently. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So that's how Carrie Bear said his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave them.
Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner.
That is a unique name. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Carrie Bear is gone. Fate is now complete. And no one else will try to change the villager's memories.
Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
Okay, this is a fascinating story, but man, talk about... Fuck, would you even call it blue balling? It feels like the right term, but also not.
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remembered what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important.
I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget it.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right? Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I?
I don't think you were in a relationship.
Otherwise, why
to
would he
begin
just
with.
leave like that without saying goodbye?
I'm sure he had his reasons.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day.
He doesn't
Anyway,
exist anymore,
thanks
but
for all
okay.
your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right. Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Curry Bear?
No, I told you I can't remember. Right, what was it that happened? I can't remember. Looks like there's something in my pocket.
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
You must get along with each other. You must get along with each other, the two of you. How? Kari Bear, you fucking dude. Good job. I don't know how you knew what we needed, but you got it to us. Time story complete. Group photo from an unknown time. Okay. Look at that item. Actually, achievements first. Investigate someone who only exists in people's memories. The town where only I am missing. Long-awaited moment. Without your knowledge, Dainsliff crossed swords with your sibling. Proof of existence. Enter Carrie Bear's realm of consciousness. Bedtime story. Complete. Huh. I may have to set my commissions to some other. I always leave them in the location, the last country that we're in, which would be Fontaine in this case. But this is definitely something from Mondstadt. Leeway. I don't know how I didn't get these with all my time in Leeway. I didn't realize this was so close. I would have done this. I never did bounties anymore because they were just annoying, really. But I'm only 5 away. I don't even need to do them anymore because I got the fucking wings already. Oh yeah, this is a new thing, Imaginarium. I don't know what that is yet. I thought it was going to pop up with the quest. Because these get turned in with 1, but Anima and Geo get turned in with 2, so it doesn't quite work. Now, here you are. A precious group photo that has surpassed the rules somehow, being taken by some unknown person using unknown means in a space that should no longer exist. Amazing. Now, looking here, we can get this quest now silently. What time is it? Yeah, we still have a good amount of time, so we can start this. Finish it tomorrow, most likely. That was a cool quest. Also, yeah, I'm gonna
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
And this before we move on, because look, Clorand is the banner right now, along with Alhaitham, but I would go with her first. 10. Skyrider Sword. The flute. Black tassel. Skyrider Sword. Skyrider Sword. Cool steel.
Greetings.
Fucking Clorin!
I'm
Holy
Clorin,
shit, we
a
got the
champion
banner
duelist of the
character!
Court of Fontaine. If you wish to hire my services, please state the nature of your dispute. You may leave out any extraneous details. Those are no concern of mine.
Holy shit! That's the stream luck, baby! Spontaneous Greatsword. Emerald Ore. Magic Guy. Holy shit, we got her and a 4-star weapon. Alright. Give me a moment. First, that 4-star weapon. I think we've only got it. Oh no, we gotten it enough times to raise the rank. Okay then. Laurent! Right. Well, first thing I always do with a new character. And look, we can just auto add this time.
Interesting. This is certainly an improvement.
Whenever I get a new character, I just level them up as far as possible. Oh, we can go farther.
Even my sword feels more at home in my hand now, like an extension of my own body.
I'm gonna give you a better sword in a bit. Look at how many of the experience materials we have. Just auto add everything. Go for it. Alright, I need one more of this for farther, but that's fine. I don't even know if we're gonna want to use it. Let's give you a better weapon. Got, but I'm sure we have better for you. Also, yes, I meant to point this out last time. The Sword of Narcissan Cruz. I've been casually leveling it up, but when it reaches 80, it might replace this one for the Traveler. Because it looks like the basic one, but better. Also, Hero's Blade. So that's why I haven't put it on anyone else. I'm waiting for this. For her, I mean, for now, oh, that one's being used already. That's the only one over 20. Could give her a Skyrider Sword. Actually, that kind of matches. Oh, that's not bad. But also 94 is not good. Man, it's been a while since I ran out of 4-star weapons. I might actually give her a better one eventually, but let's attach this for now. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, this is the Fontaine sword. But yeah, this do I actually have any is the question. Oh, yeah, we have. I don't want to use any that I'm going to be using as upgrade materials. One from each of them. Instructor or Berserker for you. So I did get a new Berserker's Battle Mask. It hasn't been leveled up yet. Level up these things once, but they'll be worth it. They're pistolettes. Night veils stay steel and shot together. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I gave her a weapon that has bond of life stuff, so I guess it makes sense. And display the location of nearby resources unique to Fontaine on the minimap. Do I go around? Is there? For a moment? Just for a moment? Sure. Let's do it. Let's see what she's like. Where is she? There you are. 5-star character.
My blade will lead us through the shadows.
Okay, that's cool.
Ready.
Okay. All right. Can't use your ultimate yet. Okay, that bond of life has to do something with her HP. Look at the bottom there. That must be what that is. I don't actually know.
Into the shadows.
Now, nope. There's no hold.
Huh? Do you also see Navia and Clorand over there?
Huh?
They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out what's going on.
Exactly.
Okay. Back to my normal party. She's interesting. Might end up fun.
There's still a long road ahead.
I really don't work on leveling people up. I kind of got stuck with a main party that I like using and...
Still no dice?
Haven't made the effort to go past there except for a few characters, which I've sort of gotten up. I think someone got to level 70, but need 80.
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much everyone in the court of Fontaine already. Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine, he hid himself under his helmet as soon as he realized there'd be people around that he didn't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the level up and character ascension part of this game, it's bad. Hey, MiHoYo, you listening? It was a really stupid idea. It is bad. We do not like it. Just let us level up our characters. Holy shit. It is a very bad method. Every time y'all put that in one of your surveys, it'll give me a bunch of shit for doing. It's not really that much, but I still like actually responding to the surveys. Every time you bring up, hey, how would you rate the character ascension stuff? Most negative I can put on there. It is bad. It is very bad. It is not a good way to do it. It is a horrible experience. Do not do this in your games, developers. Do not ever. However, that's one of the only bad things about this game, to be honest. It's still a fun game to play. I do enjoy playing it. But that part is shit. Okay, let's continue the story.
What about Chiori and Charlotte? I feel like both of them would be more than up to it.
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off, too, so I don't want to bother them either.
This is getting pretty difficult.
Navia,
Same
come in.
position.
What's up?
Oh my. Well, if it isn't my dear partners. How are you all doing?
Huh. Navia?
Huh? Oh, you mean...
Yep.
Listen.
This is our chance.
What are you gonna do? You were just passing through.
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear partners, we've got a huge problem right now that only you can solve.
Whoa, for real?
What else is
Absolutely.
new?
We've already exhausted all our other options.
What kind of problem?
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
Marechaussee what now?
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure club.
We're gonna play D&D!
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
That sounds super interesting.
Clorand and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking for people to help playtest it for them. And when they asked, of course I couldn't refuse. I mean, come on, a brand new script? Nobody has ever played it before.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of issues, but I think this one is pretty solid. The author obviously put a lot of work into the story, and the world building is also quite credible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some of us haven't read it yet. No spoilers, please.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final player right now.
You're right, that is a big problem.
So, you're saying you'll help us out? I knew I could count on you, partner.
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a package deal. Is that okay?
That's not a problem. I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players, and ensure that everyone has a good time.
Well, Traveler, what do
Oh,
you
you're
think?
DMing.
Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
I always help a friend in need. Count me in for a great script.
Well, that solves our problem. You have our thanks.
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script manager from the club right away.
The script manager? Didn't you just say that you gave Clorand the script?
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script. In this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script manager provides the next part of the script only after players have completed the current list of objectives. On top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes in real life. We'll only know where we should go once the script manager reveals the starting location.
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote this script really did put in a lot of work.
And it's got a
Actually,
real
this is more like
healthy amount of
LARPing now.
suspense, right? I mean, even the GM doesn't know how the story will end.
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chioria Boutique. I'll come over with the script manager as soon as I find them.
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where you're going, and don't rush.
You say that like I'm 6 years old or something. Let me think. What kind of character should I play this time?
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time. Oh, and stop trying to persuade every animal you come across.
Yeah. Silent Night. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like we're about to play a TTRPG. Now, if it's going to be a LARP or not, I'm not entirely sure. But this is already funny. Those are the other two players?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
You're back! Huh? And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you too!
What a pleasant surprise. I assume you'll be joining us for the game then?
Linny, Farina! Paimon didn't know you were playing too. Are you also members of the Tabletop Troupe?
Hey, you two.
I'm more of a casual member, if anything. I haven't taken part in many formal club activities. Lynette Fremine and I play something similar at the Hotel Bouffes Tété sometimes, but I'm usually the GM. Still, I'm sure it'll be fun being a player for the first time. I'm looking forward to it.
He's getting out of the slump of
I'm
Forever
not a member of
GM.
the club at all. Clarion simply woke me up first thing this morning, said there was a good script worth experiencing, and asked if I wanted in.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a 40% discount on membership fees.
I think I'll wait to see how this experience plays out first, especially when it comes to the quality of the script. If it's sufficiently fun, then I'll join.
Do you participate in a lot of tabletop troop activities, Clarion?
You could say that. She's actually one of the few senior game masters of the troupe.
Ah, right. I knew about that even when she was still my subordinate.
It's nothing. Really, just a small hobby of mine.
Wow. Hyman's so used to seeing you be all upstanding and intimidating as the champion duelist. It's kind of hard to imagine you role-playing with a bunch of friends.
So if we have a problem with any of the rules, do we have to submit a duel request to you?
Surely you jest. I would never intentionally make things difficult for my players. I maintain a clear boundary between my professional and personal lives. The me you see at court represents the law and order of Fontaine. I put all personal feelings to the side and grant a fair duel to all who seek to defend their honor. But in my personal life, I'm just an ordinary person. Someone who feels anger and sadness, just like everyone else.
Well, you say that, but for all the time I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you cry. I've seen you get angry, sure, but now I'm wondering whether you were actually mad or if it just looked that way from the outside.
Jeez, we're gonna call her out.
I was probably in work mode during those times.
Is that so? Well, in any case, I just feel like even in your personal life, you don't get emotional very often.
So you want to see me cry? That might be a little difficult. A show of anger, though, that might be something I could accomplish.
No, that's not what I meant.
Neither of these characters know how to wear a hat. Linny does.
I'm back! Here, allow me to introduce you to the script manager, Mr. Florian.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Hello. Wait,
Sufficiently fancy outfit.
Are you duelist too, Mr. Florian?
Oh, no. This is just the costume provided by the club. I occasionally play a few of the roles in my scripts.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's nothing. It's the least we can do to give the players a more immersive experience. Anyway, allow me to give you a brief introduction of the script. This script was adapted from the real history of the Marashose Hunters. You all will play the role of hunters from a bygone era and resolve a series of events unfolding in the capital.
Hyman's not super familiar with the history of the Marashose Hunters. Is that a problem?
Oh, no problem at all. I can give you a brief rundown. So, basically, Marashose Hunters were people who dedicated themselves to hunting monsters and protecting the city by using a special swordsmanship technique passed down over generations. Their story can be traced back to the ancient Remurian dynasty, as well as the first hunter, Cassiodor. But I'll leave the finer details for you to seek out and discover later.
What? Okay. So, this is not something that I streamed because it was a world quest that wasn't voiced. It was after that I'm like, you know what? I should have streamed this because I keep ending up with these big world quests that aren't voiced that have an amazing story. We met Cassiodor. Or at least his spirit, which had taken over a cat. Until we eventually saw him in his true form in kind of a sort of semi-dream realm type of thing. We went to ancient Remuria. It's underwater. Actually, I think I showed you guys that last time. When I was just talking about what I did off stream. I didn't realize he was the one who, started the Marashose Hunters. That's cool. I mean, currently we have the Marechaussee Phantom, which is part of the police force here in Fontaine. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. And I'll provide additional commentary as the story progresses.
In that
Are
case...
we going to mention that we knew him, though?
Brave hunters, are you ready to set out on an unknown adventure?
Whoa, just one sentence and it's like we're in the story already.
Aha, I see many a determined gaze before me. Very well, head over to this location and begin your heroic journey.
So, as we follow the story, it leads us to specific scenes? Ooh, sounds pretty innovative. What does the message in the envelope say?
It's the exact location of the scene, as well as the formal permission to use the venue. Seems like they have everything prepared. Please check all your belongings, everyone, and make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Once you're ready, please follow me to the designated location.
Sounds good. Hunter Squad, move out!
Hey. Oop, all the way out here. Permission to use the venue is just randomly out here in the wild. Oh, that went backwards. I thought it was going that way. I'm okay with this, though. A bit farther away, but now we can glide the whole way. Yeah, so this is the wind glider you get for getting max level reputation here in Fontaine. And being that it's the Kingdom of Hydro, I put it on all my Hydro characters. Like I did with all the other nations. But, like I said about those bounties before, bounties are for reputation. And since I've already maxed it out, I don't need to do them anymore.
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the Fatometer is here and ready to go for us. The Fatometer? What's that?
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use it when we try to use certain skills.
Is this the
And
20-sided
what
die
about
that
all
you
the
gave us
dessert
last
and
time
tea?
in the form of
Is
cards?
that for us as well?
That's what the message said.
Oh, really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
Not all of them.
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marechaussee hunter, Paimon.
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great. But I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
Very fair. Then, let us begin. First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you and write down your name and profession. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. In this story, everyone is a Marechaussee hunter. To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
As hunters, you have
looks like
proficiency
your
in
hat.
swordsmanship and fighting by default, so there's no need to allocate any additional skill points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this? Paimon's not sure she can do all that on her own. Maybe Paimon can just stick with you?
Yeah, you're
Why don't you share a character card then? The
Exactly.
Traveler will be the Marechaussee hunter, and you can be his little floating assistant.
Huh. Kinda like in real life.
Yeah,
So,
I'll write you
for the
down
name,
here under the
do I
pets
fill it out with the name of
section
my
of the
character?
card.
Yep, it can be any name you like.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to think of a new name. Oh, So it would be like experiencing a different life, but still as yourself.
I
That's
mean, if you
not a
want to
bad
think of it
idea.
that way.
In that case, I think I'll continue to use the name Linny then.
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associated checks.
I want to say that sometime early in my tabletop gaming days, I made a character that I just couldn't think of a name for, so I called them my name, except I spelled it differently. I think instead of R-I-C-K, I put R-I-Q or something like that.
I'll take persuasion and investigation. Those are must-haves when it comes to missions like these.
You even know what the mission
those
is yet?
skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering intelligence. Good idea, Navia. Just as expected of a veteran player.
So should we also take those skills then?
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the negotiations to Navia and use our skill points to pick up other useful skills. For example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of hand.
Of course you
That
would.
will give us more options if we run into any situations we can't negotiate our way out of.
Alright. So we have our face,
Interesting.
we have our
I wasn't
rogue.
thinking about it like that. I suppose it's not so different from an acting troupe. Everyone has their own role to play. Let me see. I'll take arts and performance.
So we have our
I'm not
bard.
quite sure what use they'll be, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the other skills, and I am not too confident I'd be able to roleplay them well.
Yeah,
Well,
you're an
that leaves
actress,
us.
not an improv.
What do you want to learn, Traveler?
Cooking, medicine, or insight? I'll go with insight.
Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds useful.
And medicine.
Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. That's nice of you.
We're the cleric.
So what do you think? Are
Apparently.
you sure you want to learn these two skills?
Actually giving us a choice. Pretty much every conversation choice in this game is an illusion. So this is interesting. But yeah, I'd rather have those than cooking. It doesn't seem quite useful. Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's see. Oh, looks like you each have enough points to choose one final skill.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to go a little bit out of the box, you know.
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here. Summon. Doesn't it sound super mysterious and cool? Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description says, this skill can be used under certain circumstances to summon characters or creatures that fit the script's world-building rules.
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a Marashose hunter can summon?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you, and the GM will take care of the rest.
All right, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon can't wait to see what kind of thing shows up.
Well, now that everyone's more or less finished creating their characters, we can begin. Since two of our players are doing this for the first time, though, let me ask. Would you like to play on easy mode or authentic mode?
What?
What's the difference between the two?
Well, in role-playing games, the story sometimes changes based on the decisions of the players and the results of the Fatometer. For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result in further negative consequences. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the Fatometer to see whether you succeed or fail, and face any consequences that may follow. If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't have to worry about luck playing a factor.
Huh. The random checks triggered by the Fatometer often serve as indicators for Destiny's course or the success or failure of an action. Press to draw a card and get a random number between 1 and 20. It's a 20-sided die. If the number displayed is greater than or equal to the check difficulty, you will pass this check. Otherwise, you'll fail. The random checks triggered by the Fathometer often serve as indicators for Destiny's course. Oh, it's the same thing that was written, just a different image. Players' role-playing and the scene in the story can sometimes affect the results of checks. Your current check bonuses will be added to your randomly drawn number, making it easier to pass checks. In easy mode, all checks are considered successful. So do I actually get to choose?
Given that I'd like to focus on the story, I suppose I should pick easy mode. I'd feel bad if I brought the team down by failing my checks.
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. RNG is the lifeblood of role-playing games. I'm going with authentic mode for sure. Never knowing what you might have to overcome. Ugh, doesn't that sound exciting?
I'd rather be mentally prepared for what might happen.
All right, then I'll mark down Farina for easy mode. All her checks will be successful by default. As usual, Navia and Linny will play on authentic mode. What about you, dear partner? How would you like to play?
Fuck. First of all, this is not a thing with normal TTRPGs. The RNG, as Navia says, is the lifeblood of the game. However, I like succeeding. And unlike Baldur's Gate 3, I don't think we get any inspiration rerolls. I was not expecting this. I wasn't expecting anything. Actually, no. I should... To say that I was expecting anything would mean I'd have past experience that would lead me to make assumptions. Now, in that case, my assumptions would be based on how the gameplay of this game has gone, for the most part, throughout my playing of it. In which case, as I said before, the majority of times when we have a binary choice like this, it is the illusion of choice. It doesn't matter which one I pick, he actually says both. But sometimes, very rarely, do we get something like this, where it's an actual choice. Now, if we pick easy mode, our half of the table will be on easy mode. If we pick authentic, then 3 of us will be actually rolling a dice, whereas Farina will just be sitting around and watching. I don't know if that'll make her feel left out, or if she'll stick to her guns. I mean, if we're playing the hero, like we are in this game as the protagonist, it would be easy mode. I don't like that they called it easy mode versus authentic mode. This is like saying, do you want to play the game or just watch the cutscenes? And as we know, whenever I stream Genshin, we're pretty much just watching cutscenes for the most part. So we're gonna play the game. I'd like to pick authentic mode.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Did a lot of
Trust
thinking
me,
there.
You'll see the beauty of RNG. Honestly, I don't think Clorand would make things too difficult for us, no matter what the Fathometer says. Isn't that right, Clorand?
No promises.
That wasn't super reassuring.
It was expected, though.
Well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. I want to experience at least a good chunk of the story today. Speaking of the story, why is the beginning scene on a beach?
Well, that's because... a long time ago.
Oh, shit!
Back when human civilization was still in its infancy, powerful demons and evil sorcerers ruled over the land. They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing so, subdue each and every monster that sought their destruction. They became known as the Marachose Hunters.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I should have waited tomorrow. We're about at end of stream time. Seems to be ramping up.
Sometime later, as a member of the Marachose Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city. As you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who, like you, seem to be sizing up this place. Your eyes meet, and you realize these people are fellow Marachose hunters, likely led to this location after receiving the same commission as you.
You're all Marachose hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in. My name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little and picked up a few less than legal tricks along the way. I was adopted by a Marachose hunter and later chose to follow in his footsteps.
Is this where you introduce your
Yes.
character to everyone? It sounds like they've done this dozens of times.
Yep.
My name is
I knew she was a
Lena,
bard.
And, I grew up in a noble family. I always had a strong interest in performance and the arts. Even though I'm a Marachose hunter, what I really want is to be a performing artiste. Hey, that's really cool. You can do it, Farina. That's exactly how it's done.
Hey.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this Marachose hunter right here.
I've been studying medicine ever since I was a child. I want to do my part to eradicate these monsters and use what I've learned to heal others.
Wow, we really are going medic, aren't we? I wasn't expecting that. Though I guess it would have actually been a choice if we had picked cooking instead. Probably would have appeared as a chef or something like that. I definitely prefer the medic in this case. But insight was a given. We needed that.
Oh, welcome, welcome. When we face the monsters, I'll make sure to charge in front to give everyone some cover. You can take care of the healing at the back.
You open your envelopes at the same time.
Also, their character
The
outfits
message
are all kind of
reads,
steampunk.
To the honorable and trustworthy Marachose hunters, our kingdom is currently facing a grave crisis. The lands outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness. We beseech you, please help us resolve this crisis and return peace and stability to our home.
Huh. The layout of this city looks super familiar.
Told ya.
It kind of reminds Paimon of Mondstadt.
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference when coming up with the map.
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of places once traveled. You recall the sight of tree-lined streets and the gentle tranquility of days gone by.
Like
Yet,
that they're giving
as
us
you
a
regard the city in front
easy
of
way
you,
to tell when they're
it
talking
appears to be
character.
little more than an empty shell. Its hollow gates are open to you, beckoning you to come forth and bring salvation back to the town.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom. Who issued this commission to us?
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the residents of the city issued this commission together. They sensed that things were not right within the kingdom and sent a distress signal to the outside world.
In that case, why don't we take a walk around the city and see if we can learn anything from the local residents? Oh, good
Good idea. We might be able to get some leads on the monsters and bad guys we're after.
Oh,
You
we're
look up
in a domain.
and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open for the day.
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are anything to go by, taverns are usually full of information.
Hey, I was wondering when that would happen. Took 2.5 hours this time instead of 1. Right. So that's this. If I do this, after leaving the current adventure, you can choose to re-enter the world of Marshall so that your judgment didn't continue the adventure at the game venue. Yes. We'll come back to this tomorrow. But, yep, continue the adventure is enough. No, damn it! I was trying to get the crab. There was a crab on my seat. I was gonna grab it. All right. Back. There's a crab on the chair. Okay, we'll come back here tomorrow. This is fun. They've never done something like this before. I dig it. Okay. As always, we end in front of the Adventurers Guild. Which, I mostly wanted to do this because there is something off-stream I wanted to do, which is that event. Yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Story quest tomorrow, and very likely finish it. After that, we'll have a new game to play on the Switch of all places. I haven't even turned on my Switch in quite a while, except last night in order to make sure the game was installing. Let's see who's online. Ooh, wow, a lot of people. Twitch rewards. Alright.
There'll be an extra few.
Can we play Banker next time?
Yep, okay, we're gonna raid into Noaking. Jesse is playing some Heavy Rain, which is a game I have but have never had interest in playing myself. So we're gonna see what that's like. Alright, until next time, this is the Pirate King signing off. Have a good night.